Dajia Hao, as they say in China. Welcome back to the channel, making another video after a long absence. So Bitcoin is down today. It's just under 37,000, down by 4.18%. Looks like it's trying to go back up above 37,000 right now. I do think this is a pretty good buying opportunity. I have been buying the dip a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of cash set aside to do so, but you can see down here, made a few buys last month. So the last one was when it dipped just below 35,000. I bought a big 0.0027 Bitcoin. And these two are basically the same trade. Bought a little bit more when it first went below 40,000. Bought some at 38,616. You can see here, 6 months ago, I sold 2% at 40,000, and I also sold another 2% at 34,500. So yeah, I'm buying back in at a higher price than what I sold here, but kind of needed money for some things back then, and I still got plenty more Bitcoin. But what you don't see here is that on Ledger X, I actually also sold like 2%. I actually sold some options to sell 2% of a Bitcoin at $50,000. So I got the premium price for the options. I sold like 2%, 50,000. I think that was in December. These buys are a lot less than that, what my last sell was. And if the price goes back down below $35,000, I'll definitely be buying some more. Show you also, I just bought a little bit more Ethereum today. Ethereum is down 3.73%, 2679 at the moment, and I had an order get filled for a big 1.5% at a price of 2650. That just got filled 6 hours ago. And then like about 2 weeks ago, same time I was buying some Bitcoin. When the price first started going down, I bought like almost 3% when it was at 28, so I'm like down on that trade, but I'm not too worried about it. I think Ethereum is the same as Bitcoin, where I don't think it's ever gone more than 3 years without hitting a new all-time high. Bitcoin's previous all-time high was like $69,000, so right now the price is almost half of that. So the way I see it, buying $100 worth of Bitcoin right now is like buying $200 34 months from now, within 34 months anyway. So what's going to happen with the price of Bitcoin this year? It's February 2nd. January was a down month. It was the third down month in a row for Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin hit a new all-time high in November. November was still ended the month lower than it began at, which is kind of weird. So it's 3 months in a row. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin will hit $100,000 this year. Could happen, but I may be completely wrong. It could happen. To me, it feels like we're probably in a bear market. Like I said, I could be completely wrong. It may hit 200,000 or at least 190,000. I remember Crypto Zombie was showing this chart, which made a good case for it hitting $190,000 this year. That could happen, but if I had to gamble, I mean, there are a lot of on-chain metrics that seem to suggest that the price could hit over $100,000 this year. I've heard that whales have been buying up a lot of Bitcoin recently with the price at a lower point. And I've also heard that all the people, or most of the people who are selling their Bitcoin are like new buyers and people who just don't have the stomach for this market. If you want to make money in this market, not financial advice, you have to have a strong stomach. It's like I told my nephew back in October of 2020, you just gotta have patience when the price goes down. Because like I said, in Bitcoin's history, it's never gone more than 3 years without hitting a new all-time high. And I don't think it's ever gone more than 4 years without at least tripling a previous all-time high from previous cycle. And then I've also heard that the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is at an all-time low. It's at like 10%. I think a couple of months ago it was at 12%. So I'm not sure why the price is as low as it is, but and then you also take into consideration inflation. So all of those metrics, probably more that I'm not even thinking of, kind of suggest that Bitcoin could very well hit 100K this year. And I hear a lot of so-called experts and analysts predicting that. Again, could happen, but if I were to gamble, I wouldn't bet my nuts on this or anything, but if I were to gamble, if I had to gamble, I would say we will probably see a lower price than we saw in January before we see Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. Again, I could be completely wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now. So I don't think it will go much lower than 30,000. And like I say, it kind of feels to me like it's 2018 again. I remember in 2018 there were all kind of experts at the beginning of the year predicting Bitcoin to hit new all-time highs. I think I remember it was Trace Mayer. I saw him in this video where he made a really, really strong case for Bitcoin, I think hitting 27K or maybe 37K in February of 2018. And he showed this big technical analysis thing that sounded very convincing. And then I think it was like Cliff High was saying for it to go to like 60,000 in June of 2018, and none of that happened. And so Bitcoin, I think, started 2018 at around $10,000, ended the year around $4,000. So does that mean Bitcoin's going to drop another 50% this year? I don't think so, because I think because the Bitcoin halving happened a little earlier in 2020 than it did in 2016, the time frame has kind of shifted. So I think like the um, the bear market actually started like in late November, whereas in 2018 or 2017 it started in late December. Also, there's this thing about um, lengthening cycles, but yeah, I think we're a little farther along in 2018 now than we were like in February compared to like it's not like February 2018 now. I don't think we're going to drop as much by the end of this year or later this year as we did from February of 2018. My personal feeling is I don't think we'll probably go much lower than 30,000 this year. Again, I could be completely wrong. Just consider once Bitcoin has doubled a previous all-time high from a previous cycle, it's never gone below that mark ever again. Like in 2018, it dropped to a low of around 3,200, I think. And the previous high from the previous bull run in 2013 was like $1,150, something like that. So yeah, and I think the market is kind of changing. We didn't grow by nearly as much in 2021 percentage wise as we did in 2017, but the same thing happened in 2017 compared to 2013. Like pure price wise it went up a lot more, but percentage wise I think it did like a third of what it did in 2013. I think this time, if 69 was the top, that was like less than a third percentage wise growth. But pure dollars growth, it was like twice as much. So my personal feeling is that we will not hit 100K in 2022, but I think the next bull run, which will probably happen in a little while after the next halving, which we can see here. The next halving is scheduled to take place on March 28th. I think the last halving took place in May. I think the last one before that took place in June or July. So it's not exactly 4 years. A lot of people say that, but it's actually a little less than 4 years that each halving takes place. So that's why I say the time frame is kind of shifted a little bit. So we're a little ahead of where we were in February of 2018 because the halving took place earlier in 2020 than it did in 2016. I hope I'm explaining that clearly. So the next halving is scheduled to take place in March 28th, 2024. So what I think might happen is, like, again, the bull run will start a little earlier. Like in 2017, the bull run started around February. We didn't hit a new all-time high until February of 2017, but we hit a new all-time high this time in December of 2020. And then, like I said, we didn't grow as much percentage-wise this time, if 69 was the top, but we did grow like twice as much dollar-wise. So like in 2017, we began the year at around $1,000, went up about $19,000. In 2021, we started the year off at around $29,000. We hit a high point of around $69,000. So in 2017 in dollars, we went up around $19,000. In 2017, we went up around $40,000. So that's like twice as much. So I think maybe the same thing might happen in 2025. I think in 2025, we're going to start the year off probably a lot higher than 69,000. I think we'll probably make a new all-time high in 2024, maybe in August or September. And I think we'll probably begin 2025 off somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000. And then I think we'll probably increase by about twice as much dollar-wise as we did in 2021. So in 2021, we went up around $40,000, from the beginning of January to the high point. So in 2025, I think we'll probably go up around $80,000 from wherever we begin the year off. So like I said, I think we'll probably begin the year off between $80,000 and $100,000. So that would give us a Bitcoin price, I think, between $150,000 and $170,000 at the high point, which I don't think would be too bad. Again, those are just my thoughts. I could be completely wrong. We could go higher than that this year. Certainly possible, but I don't think so. But again, I'm just a guy on the internet talking into a microphone. This is not financial advice, just for entertainment purposes. Let me know what you think. Do you think we'll hit 100K this year, 24 or 25? I'm sure it's coming. I think I read one analyst saying that, well, he pretty much said the same thing I was thinking. He said, like, short term, he's expecting volatility. Long term, he's expecting the same uptrend we've been having for like the last 12 years. And that's pretty much the same way I'm feeling. I think short term, I think we're probably going to go through short term. I think it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. As in, I do think February is probably going to be an up month, but I think we'll probably go back down lower than we were in January at some point. Like I said, I am buying the dip. If it does go below 35K, I will be buying more. And what I'm thinking about doing is, I do think that we will see a 50K Bitcoin sometime in 2022. I don't think we'll see an all-time high. Again, I could be wrong. Not positive. I'm not betting the bank on it, but I do think we'll probably see a 50K at some point, and we may crash back down after that to below 35K. So what I'm thinking about doing is buying up some Bitcoin while it's low. I might even buy a little bit above 35, below 40, and then just try to save up a little bit of cash, and then maybe cash out at 50K. Now, it's not because I really need the money, because I'm actually living below my means right now. But what I'm thinking is it will probably go back down after hitting 50K, and then maybe I'll buy back in to accumulate more Bitcoin for the next bull run. those are just my thoughts. Again, I'm not sure. Like I say, I don't know if Bitcoin will hit an all-time high this year, but I do believe it will definitely hit a new all-time high within the next 3 years. So I'm not sure if it would be a good idea to sell at 50K or if I should just hold for 3 more years. Maybe I'll sell a little bit, keep some. But anyway, again, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. As they say in China, 再见.